Yo, getting right to it. So my question to black people, black Americans in particular, why do we continue to look to this country and think that, we can't see no other possibilities, that this is the only option? Because right now, everything is against us. All other groups are against us. If we look at California, we got the Hispanic community that's against us. That is against us. And it's true. I mean, we could say that we think it's a black and brown coalition, but it's not. There may be a few Hispanic people, Mexican people, Latino people that are cool, but those numbers are far few in between. The majority don't got no love for us, is looking to overtake us or outrun us, but they already done it. It's a bit too late, in my opinion. It's a bit too late. We pretty much done in California. You got a few Negroes trying to hold on, but those are gonna be the older Negroes, the baby boomer Negroes that's already set themselves up and said F the future generations. And I talked about that in my older video, Black Baby Boomers Failed Us. But you got them, they already set, they was able to work at a job for 30, 40 years, 50 years, retire with a pension. But they can't pass a job on to their future generations. You can't pass a job on. A job is a job. You could pass a business on, you could pass investments on, but you can't pass a job on. So they didn't pass us on nothing. They didn't pass us shit. All the programs that we had is being taken from us. They just struck down affirmative action. So everything else, they gonna come for. Biden just said he ain't, the loan debt forgiveness got struck down. And so now you got these old Negroes that's set, and they telling you, oh, this is what you need to do, or this, I did this and I did this, and they don't take into account what you did and the time in which you existed is over, because you just had to deal with hostile whites, predominantly, right? They had to deal with more so hostile whites. We not only have to deal with hostile whites, we got to deal with hostile Hispanics. We got to deal with hostile Asians. We got to deal with all other groups, even some hostile Africans. So it's like our challenges are a lot more, serious. We have a lot more challenges, and couple that with a failing economy, the AI and tech jobs taking over everything, and then the discrimination in the tech field. So I know you got brothers on here talking about, we need to fight for here, and we need to be, foundational black Americans, and we shouldn't run, we shouldn't flee, we not rocking with the tethers. I hear all that, but the thing is, there's some tethers that some black Africans, black Caribbeans that are about the business, that are for real, and we can't just discount the few coons and sambos for all of them. You know what I'm saying? We got to know there's still some riders, man. And that's the reality of it. There's still some brothers and sisters from the continent and from the Caribbeans that are riders. And we got to admit, they may be far few in between as well, but they still there. But we fighting for this, and we fighting in particular for this FBA thing. We fighting, but all the cards are stacked against us. We like fighting a losing battle, because I think it's too late. It's past the point where, we just trying to crawl for position. We trying to claw for the little bit of crumbs. But it's like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Or should we start considering going to other all-black countries, other all-black areas, like places in Africa that's more, friendly towards us, more welcoming towards us, places in the Caribbean, and then start building there? Because one thing we ain't got to deal with out there is all these hostile forces. And we also don't have to deal with racism in the sense of racism here, where it's based on your color of our skin. They have tribal wars over there. They have ethnic wars. But they're not fighting over, just because you're black. No, if you're not from this tribe, it might be a problem. If you're not from this ethnic group, it might be a problem. It's a different battle. But I just think that we need to, not all of us, all you coon niggas, all you Sambos, fake Negroes, y'all stay here. And y'all do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Y'all stay here. But all the real ones, we need to come together. All the real ones. That's really about black empowerment and black and Pan-Africanism. Because you got a lot of fake people that claim to be about this black power, black empowerment, but they not helping black families. They letting black children go hungry. You know what I'm saying? Those are the fake ones. But the ones that really are doing something, that's really trying to uplift and help black people in the black community, those are the ones that need to go over there. And we need to start and take our intelligent class, our intellectual class, our builders, our movers, our shakers, and we need to go over there and start building shit up, making connections, so that we can start building over there, building our own Black Wall Street again, over there on the continent of Africa, a real Black Wall Street, in our black suburbs and our black communities. You know what I'm saying? So we can really start moving as a nation. Because I just think we're done here, man. What are we fighting for? I had this one Mexican girl. She was outside what was it? Sprouts. Doing some donation for the children. Right? And she stopped me. She's like, would you like to donate? And I was like, yeah, I prefer to donate, directly. I prefer to do something, for my group, for my people, black children, black American children. I prefer to do it my way, right? And she was like, oh, that's real cool, And what, she started questioning, in what way was that? And I explained to her how, what way? By, giving them knowledge, giving them looks, giving them a different perspective on life, possibly taking them on trips to the motherland so they can see their history and know that their history don't just start and end with slavery. And she was like, yeah, that's cool, because and then she started talking about her community. She really, I don't know how I got to that, but she was like, yeah, because my community, they tell me to hate black people. And I'm like, oh, please explain more. She was like, yeah, my community is real racist. She's talking about Mexicans. And she was like, they tell me to hate black people. They tell me not to like black people. And she was like, it wasn't until she went to university and got around some Afro-Latinos that she kind of, it changed her perspective. It changed her view. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we dealing with, man. We dealing with these groups. I just dealt with a situation with a white Latino, two in a row. White Latino females that I know purposely were making decisions about my life and my financial standard. I know basically because I'm black. Because there's no other reason. If I don't want to get into the details, but when I think about those two situations, I did everything I was supposed to do. I prepared myself thoroughly. It was no other reason outside of some prejudice or bias that she had, and probably a preference to only help out her own people, and try to keep black people down. Now, of course, she has to let some through the crack, because if she doesn't, she faces being discovered. If you work in that type of role, you're going to have to. It's like a status quo, right? So out of 100 black people, she might have to say, okay, I gotta let at least 5 or 6 in. 5, 6, or 7. Because if I just disqualify all 100, then the spotlight will be put on me, and they'll know that I'm practicing prejudice and bias and racism and only favoring my people. But like I said, man, it really don't make any sense for us to keep fighting this losing battle here that we already let go, and we have to blame, because this shit was handed to us. The millennials and the Gen Zs, this was handed to us from the Gen X's and the baby boomers. This is what they handed us, and the competition, in my opinion, looking at everything, is already been the competition has already been completed, right? You even go to the South. I was in the South for like a year. They already coming out there in groups. They got a whole apartment complexes in certain areas. If you live in the ATL in particular, you know what I'm talking about. You know those areas. They got whole areas where the whole apartment complex is just them in multiple areas, and they coming for those jobs. They coming. They already there. They coming. I seen it when I was out there. I'm like, oh, this ain't good. This is not good. The same thing that happened in California with black people is about to happen there. It's about to happen there. It's only a matter of time. And all the bourgeoisie Negroes out there asleep to it. All the bourgeoisie Negroes and the rappers and the entertainers, they sleep to it, because they like, hey, I got mine. I'm living in Buckhead. I'm living in this gated community. I ain't got to worry about it. While the masses are the ones that's going to suffer. They're going to suffer because what work they going to do when all the work is going to be taken by them? What are they going to do? You're going to see more homeless black people. You're going to see more black people on government assistance. So, it is what it is, man. I just feel like we fighting a losing battle, and we need to now look for solutions. And I think that those solutions will involve us to start making things happen overseas. With that being said, it's your brother Jay International. Like, share, and subscribe. Holler at y'all later. Donate to the Cash App. Peace.